to be me. Had to rise up just so they could see me. Did what I had to do just to feed me, and what was left over I put towards my dreaming. But the only thing in life that has meaning are the things you gotta work for, believe me. Take into your hands a plan, your own hands can land your own brand. And damn, I feel like no one takes accountability. They want the credibility, convincingly unwilling to put in the hours it takes to get some power. Don't be fucking sour, take a cold shower, scream until you're louder, work until you're prouder, and all the doubters, they're just your downers. I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm off at these fucking clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown. I'm just telling you to fight for your dreams, but it's not what it seems. Man, it's hard to be seen when everybody wants to be king. Yeah, they all want a ring, yeah, we all want to be free. So show me what you got, what you bring, how you fight in the ring, how you take a fucking swing. Do you got heart, are you mean? Got some scars, got some needs, are you willing to go bleed? I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm off at these fucking clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown. I swear to God they don't let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm off at these fucking clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown.
Good morning, everybody.
I feel nauseous, believe me. Never had.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Bronze, good morning. It's Monday morning. It's start of the new work week. Beginning of the work week for the first week of the month, March 4th. But today is the halfway point for anybody that's fasting. So for me, I entitled this, it's halftime. So normally when people are dealing with, professional sports, whether it's basketball, football, it's always a halfway point. And for those that are fasting, this is their halfway point, right? So let's evaluate. Most people start evaluating how far did they get in their fast? What have they learned? What have they seen? What have they discovered about themselves, about the things around them? And for me personally, it's an eye opener. It's an eye opener because it seems like there are things that are being revealed in my life, right? I'm starting to realize that people are coming in and out of my life. There are people who are, it seems like they're just waiting for my blessings to come, but they don't really care about how I got them, how I received it, how much it means for me. There's going to be a bunch of people as you continue your self-discovery, your your examination of yourself. They're going to discover that you are going to receive some things, and people are just going to be on your coattail. They are just going to they're going to see how far they can go with you until they can how far they can milk you. That's not a good thing, but like I said, because I'm fasting, it's a revelation in my eyes. It's like people don't really care about nothing but themselves, so it seems, right? So for me, in this halftime, I have to evaluate how to remove people from my life, because I am empowering and bettering myself. And some people's not supposed to be with me as I grow, right? Now, in the spiritual aspect, or in energy aspect, things rise and fall, right? But there are people that's gonna just be them consistent self and see what they can gain for themselves. There's people that's gonna be out there to see, what about me? If they're gonna take care of me, if he or she is gonna allow me to keep going with what they're doing, right? So I have to come up with the way to remove these people, because it's a very draining situation if you're supposed to be being blessed and you're not receiving it, because there's somebody riding along with you. There's somebody on the passenger side. They just going for the ride. They're not encouraging you. They're not doing anything but just sitting there looking out the window as you do all the work. And that's not a good thing for anybody, right? That's not a good thing for me, and it's definitely not going to be a good thing for you as you continue your fast, or you continue your empowerment of your spiritual being. So how do we go through this? How do we get past this stage? Because we're not going to be able to hold on to this for a very long time. We're not going to be able to be strong enough if somebody's milking us, right? But since it's halftime, we can sit back and we can evaluate. We can sit back and we can dissect the things that we are doing right and the things that we are doing wrong. Because it's halftime. You have time now. You have time to sit there and say, okay, I did this part right. I seen this thing. I seen that thing. Because for me, spiritual people say everything. There's nothing new under the sun, right? But since there's nothing new under the sun, we should be able to find these answers. We should be able to dissolve dead relationships. We should be able to dissolve toxic people. We should be able to dissolve negative situations. We need to put those things behind us, because we are on a new path. We are going forward. We're not settling for nothing less. We are trying to be our greatest selves. And because of that, our spiritual awareness is opening. The energy in our bodies is flowing in the right direction, because we put some things down. We made the sacrifice to be where we are today, even though it's halftime. Some of us are winning, some of us are losing. It's time to evaluate what we did so far. When in the first 10 days, it was a struggle. It was a struggle because it was something new for us. It was a struggle because we had to put something that we almost depended on. We used it every day, and we did those things because it was pleasing for us, but maybe not satisfying, right? But when you go ahead and if you're doing this to get closer to God, you pick up your book and you read it every day, your eye is opening. There's a third eye opening. Whether it's a spiritual eye, an energetic eye, whatever it is, there's a newness that's being awakened in you in those first 10 days. And it's a struggle because excuse me, you're leaning on this new awakening, that old dormant situation that you just put down was trying to get back in our lives, whether it was sugary foods, or we were putting down cigarettes, or whether we was putting down staying off of YouTube, whatever it was, it seemed to be calling us at a very loud voice because we put it down and it was just new for us. But now we're at the halfway mark of the 40-day fast, right? And now it doesn't seem like it's calling me as much as it was. If you put down the cookies, if you put down the cakes, if you put down the pastries, if you put all of those things down, whatever it was, it's not calling you as much. But also at the same time, there's an awakening going on. You're seeing things in a different aspect. You things that's being told to you is ringing a bell for you. It's alarming that you are receiving such good reports, such good information all of a sudden, even though you may have heard it before. Now it's just ringing differently. Why? Because you're cleansing your body, you're cleansing your soul, you're cleansing your mind. And in order for you to continue to go forward, all three of those things must work together. So this is what the fast was doing for me. It allows me to see, hey, listen, 1 + 1 is 2. If I add somebody to my life, that's a blessing. If I take somebody out of my life, it's because they're not on the same path that I am going. And so as you go through these things, you get there, sit there and evaluate who's coming and going out of your life, who's adding to your life, who's taking from your life. And then you can sit back. You really get time to sit back, right? Because it's halftime. You get to sit there and look at these things. You get to assess things in a different form and manner because your body is clean. Your mind is clean because you're doing a fast. Your spiritual aspect is allowing you to see certain things. Your third eye is opening, and it's like, okay, now I have a new view on things in life. I have a new view on this person. This person may not have meant me no harm. This person may be a snake in the grass. We don't know. But because we're going through the fast and because we have actual time at this halftime, we can sit there and assess these things. We can view it. We can say, okay, these people is good. These people are bad. That sugary drink ain't no good. And my body feels different because of it. I don't drink it. I don't use it no more. Coffee's not a thing for me. I don't need to wake up on coffee no more because I'm awake now. My body tells me to wake up on its own accord. I don't need the caffeine to wake me up. I don't need the cigarette to start my day no more. I don't need this tea to open my eyes. My eyes are already open. There's a blessing in the fast. There's a blessing when you put things aside and focus on yourself. There's a blessing because you have actually taken the time to assess yourself, to examine yourself during this fast. You are sitting there and saying, okay, I can do more things. I can do more things because it's God and he's strengthening me. The God that's in you is strengthening you. The God in you is waking you up. The God in you is alerting you like, yo, there's better things to come. People say that, you can't teach old dogs new tricks. That's a lie. Because if you're willing to learn, you're willing to do those tricks. Tricks as in the newness, selling homes or buying homes or starting a new business or just being able to come on this app and have a conversation. Just to be honest with people that you've never met before. But the strength that you've gotten through this fast is allowing you to say, you know what? I'm here to have the conversation. I'm here because I have the strength to do so. You're no longer shy, but you're encouraging, right? Because you're sitting there having this conversation, whether it's 50 people in the chat, 0 people in the chat, 25 people in the chat. The fact of the matter is there's somebody that may need your assessment. There's somebody that may take this word and apply it to their life, right? The Bible says it takes 1 to reach 1,000. I don't know who's the one that this is reaching, but I'm gonna put it out there just so somebody could receive it. And if it ain't received, then it's okay. But I'm doing my part. I'm doing my part. I'm cleansing my body. I'm cleansing my mind. I'm cleansing my soul, and I can do this freely with no problems, with no type of return to come back to me. Why? Because I'm not expecting nothing to come back from me, because it's not for me. And if it is for me, I need to do better then, right? So what I'm just saying is, let's just sit down and just evaluate how we've been doing the last 20 days, the last almost 3 weeks. How are we feeling? How is our body feeling? Did it give us the strength now to do a little bit more? For those that want to, strengthen the soul, are you strengthening your body? Are you going out there doing the power walks? Are you going out there to do the exercises that you need to do, right? All of this has to happen in order for you to get to where you want to be. We have to stop people from trying to manipulate us. We got to stop people from trying to abuse us physically and mentally and emotionally, because there are people that's doing that. But with this fast, good morning, Meek. With this fast, you come to an understanding. You come into an awareness. You come into an illumination that, hey, I can do all of these things because I'm being strengthened by God. I'm being strengthened in the cause of my soul because I'm cleansing my body. It's halftime. You can sit there and assess the rights and wrongs that you've done in your life. You can sit there and assess the right and wrong of the actions you've taken, the rights and wrongs of those people that are just in the circle of your life. And then you can evaluate. That circle need to be a dot. You understand why you're evaluating. You have a new vision on it. You have a new look at it, because you are cleansing your body. You are cleansing your mind. You are cleansing your soul. That's the purpose of this fast, to get all of those three together, clean it out. So that way you have room for newness. You have room for greatness. You have room for embarking on your next journey, your next step as we go along in life. Only because you are taking the time for yourself. It is okay for you to be selfish with yourself. And that's what the fast is for. Be selfish with yourself. Get your mind together. Get your mind standing on something. Have a foundation of why you're doing this fast. It's halftime. Is it working for you? It's halftime. Are we winning or are we losing? If we're not gaining, if we haven't gained anything, guess what? It's still more time. If we're winning during this fast, how do we keep going? How do we defend those things that's getting ready to come up against us? And if we're losing, how do we get past those defenders to where we can actually be on the right path to take the lead in this fast? All of this is time for that, because now you have the time to sit there because it's halftime, right? You got more time to sit there and evaluate. You got more time to look at these people. Well, is bronze the best bronze he could be? Is Meek the best Meek she could be? We have time to sit there and assess how long we've been doing this. How long are we going to sit there and allow these things to happen to us? How long are we going to sit there and keep marching on in this fast? It's your time to assess where you are. It's halftime. Assess yourself. Examine yourself. Take the time to review what you've been through so far, right? If you put down cigarettes, has your breathing been better? If you put down, sweets, has your energy gone up? Are you feeling tired in the middle of the day because you're not eating, or are you feeling energetic? These are the times to assess. And if you read in your Bible, are you hearing the message that you're reading? Are you really connecting with what's being read with your eyes? And is it connected with your mind and body and soul? Is it working for you? Are you getting stronger in your relationship with God? Are you feeling the strength of God awakening in your body, in your mind, in your soul? It's halftime. We have to sit there and assess these things. Now, as we get ready to step forward into our next period, our next quarter, our next session, in this thing. We have to prepare. How do we keep going if we're winning? How do we get around these things if we're losing? How do we make a way to take the lead if the game is tied in your life, or if this walk is stagnated? And if your walk is if your fast is stagnated, we need you to put pep in your step, because the longer you're in stagnation, the longer the fast is not going to work for you. If stagnation, it kills dreams. It makes it stand still, and the idle mind is the enemy's playground. So we can't sit there and play with this thing. If we're going to keep going forward with the fast, we have to understand what's ahead of us, just like we had to see what was in front of us in the first half of the fast. We had to fight off the temptations. We had to fight off, whatever it was that we was trying to get away from. We had to fight off the booze if we was trying to put it down. We had to fight off the meat if that's what we was putting down for this fast. We had to fight off the sweets in the first half, because that's what we was putting up. The sacrifice you make must be worth it. And during this fast, you getting to become a better you, whether it's through your Bible or however else you're doing it, it has to work. It has to be in play. You have to see it for yourself. For me, it's all right. My eyes are open that I see there's great people here that I can sit there and go to a certain channel. I can hear Shay's voice and understand that it resonates with me. I can hear Meek's voice and that it resonates with me. I can hear the Word's voice and it resonates with me. Shout out to all those people, right? It's only because I am allowing myself to clean out my mind, clean out my soul, clean out my heart, so that way there's room for growth, room for improvement, room for elevation, room for greatness. And if that's not what's happening for you, you have to ask yourself why. What is holding me back? What is stopping me from getting to that point in life? What is stopping me from reaching my potential that I know that I have? Is it me, or is it people around me? And if it's the people around you, you have to remove them. And if it's you, you have to really look inside yourself. You would have to clean out your storehouse, because there's a lot of things that's holding you back, and it's not meant for your good. So clean out your storehouse. That's what this fast is about. Cleaning it out. Only putting things in there that's working for you, right? If you start a new business, you can't put you can't put new drinks in an old bottle. That doesn't work. It's not going to sell, and neither is it going to be in your life. You must clean out. You must become new in your mind. Newness has to happen in your life, but it's up to you to say, okay, what's working? What newness is working for me in this halftime season? I'm sitting it's at the half. I need to know what's working for me. I need to know. You need to know what's working for you. You need to know what's being added into your life. You need to know what you need to subtract from this thing. Now is your time to sit back and do it before you go back out there and start your second half. But this is your time to sit still and evaluate and examine. Are these people good for me? Is this job good for me? Is this job holding me back? Is this job making me weak? Are these people making me weak? Are these people making me sick? Yes, that's right. You can't put new wine into an old wineskin. You can't. Everything must be new. Even though your body is your body. It's been here physically for years. The renewing of it is making it new. The renewing of your mind is making you new. The renewing of your soul is making you new. Only because you know you have to do this for you. Not Tom, not Jane, not your kids, even though they gain something out of it. Not your wife, even though she gained something out of it. Not your husband, even though he gained something out of it. But it must be for you. You have to evaluate yourself for you. You have to do this fast for you. I pray that you are doing this for you. I'm praying that you're seeing this newness for you. Then you can, once you receive that blessing, you can get everything. You can give out some of these things, but what's for you is for you. What God has given you is for you. it'll blossom from the inside out. Everybody will get the overflow, but you must receive it first. That's how you give it up. That's how you give the blessings. Atmospheres, good morning. I ain't see you all weekend, but we'll have that conversation later. But it's halftime, so you can sit there and assess who deserves this overflow, who deserves to be around me right now, who's gonna grow with me, who's gonna be there because I'm in a new season. Just because people are with you when you had nothing doesn't mean they get to automatically go with you when you get this newness. Everybody can't get this stuff. Everybody can't get this new you. Everybody's not going to receive this new you, right? It's unbelievable that some people think that just because they seen you at the bottom, they're going to see you at the top. That's not how it works, because if they're not for you, they're not for you. But only during this halftime session, you get to evaluate who deserves to be with you. If they're elevating you, if they're encouraging you, if they're giving you that push that you need to go on and finish your race or finish this game or anything of that aspect, then they could come with you. But if you're not cheering for me, don't meet me at the finish line. You ain't did nothing. You're not going to reap the reward. You can't reap the reward. You didn't help me get through this journey. There are people going through these journeys that is having a struggle, and I understand that. But I truly believe in this next second half of the game or the fast, or however you want to look at it, that you're going to win. You're going to overcome the deficit. You will overcome these deficits if you're down. If you're stagnated, you will overcome the stagnation. You must renew your mind. You must put the encouraging words in your mind to go forward. Don't let stagnation stop you where you at right now. If you want to win, you gotta push yourself. Push it to the limit. Right? Because at the end of the day, this is for you. The fast is for you. But only because you are assessing yourself, you can take the time and say what's working for you and what's not. You have to understand what's going on with you. Don't let the outside. I mean, it's okay for the outside people to look in, but you got to know what's working inside of you. You got to know what you have inside of you, so that way, whatever it is, you can put it in your favor. You can make the best out of the bad situation that you're going through right now. If you're stagnated, it's time for you to stand up. You must be the occasion that people must rise to. You are important. Keep fighting. Keep going forward. Keep marching on. Don't let the stagnation hold you down. Don't let it be a yoke on you. Don't let it chain you down. It's time to let go. And for those who are winning during this fast, you must understand that just because you winning, that don't give you time to lull. That don't give you the time to just sit still and boast about it. Don't be the hare in the tortoise in the hair. The race isn't given to the swift nor the strong. Just because you winning, you still have to endure. We all have to endure. We all have to keep pushing. We all have to get to the finish line. But it's not time for you to brag because you're ahead and think it's over. There's still much more left in the game. There's still more. You still halfway through your marathon. You still halfway through your race. You still halfway through your game. You still halfway through your fast. So we all have to understand, out of those three levels, where are we? Are we winning? Are we losing? Or are we still? Or are we at a standstill? You must assess it yourself. You must understand which one you're in. And you must evaluate it at those particular at some points in the race, in the game, in the fast. Am I winning? How do I keep winning? How do I keep ahead of the pace? How do I keep ahead? How do I defend those that are coming to try to take my lead? If I'm losing, how do I get in front of these people? How do I get around the defense so I can be ahead, heading towards the finish line? And if I'm sitting still and if nothing's happening for me, let me examine myself. Let me read my good book. Let me read whatever it is, whether it's, hopefully it's something that is allowing you to go forward. For most people, they're going to say it's the Bible. So continue to read your Bible. Some people might be reading self-help books, maybe the 48 laws of power, maybe, something to that effect. But whatever you're using, whatever you're doing, if it's not pushing you to be ahead of this fast, if it's not pushing you to be your best you, if it's not pushing you to be the greater you, you need to put it down, because it's not for you. The greater you is for you. The best you is for you. And anybody that's going to be in your life wants you to have the best you. Your friends want you to have the best you. I want the best you. These people that are encouraging you want the best for you. It's halftime. You got to see, how do you get to your best? How do you get to your greater form of self? But I'm telling you, in order for you to get that, you must sit down and evaluate how your mind is working, how your soul is working with your mind, how does your Trinity, mind, body, soul, working for you? How is it working? Is your spirit being lifted up, and is it gassing the rest of you to go forward, or is it telling if it's dead? You might need an electric charge. You might be a Tesla. You might need the electric charge. You might need some regular gas, but if you stagnated, you're gonna need that super. The super is gonna be found when you ready to look for it. It's gonna be found, and it only could be found in you. It starts with you. And so because of that, we have to continue to examine ourselves. Look at yourself. Look in the mirror. Change doesn't happen without you. Change doesn't happen until you say, I'm sick and tired of the situation I'm in. Change doesn't happen until you say, you know what? I want the best for me. I want the best for my family. I want the best for my people around me. Excuse me. I just want the best for me. And until then, you're not gonna find that super that's gonna push you. We all need to be filled. We all need to be filled. Continue to stay in your word. Stay in your word. Find that word that's gonna get you up. Speak life into your situation. I am. The last live I kept saying I am because it gives me strength. Because I am. Not I can, I am. Not I will, I am. I am is a strength. In the Bible, I am is a high God. He is the God of gods, right? That's what the Bible says. I am. I am is who sent you. Well, I am going to finish. I am going to defeat this. Atmosphere, if you tired, I am going to find my strength. I am going to wake up and complete my day. I'm going to do this day better than I did yesterday. I am. Speak it. The power of the tongue is very underrated. The power of words is underrated. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words would never hurt me. That was the greatest lie that we was told in our childhood. Because words do hurt. And if it hurts, guess what else it can do? It can give you strength. It's halftime. Evaluate yourself. Evaluate the words that you want to speak into yourself to go forward. I am going to call into that. Atmosphere, if you feeling bad, if you feeling down, I hope you get well soon. But just understand, you got to speak to yourself. I am going to get better. I am going to feel well enough to go back to work tomorrow. You may say that in a few minutes, and it may overpower you and allow you to go to work. And that's what I'm saying. You have to assess yourself. You got to assess your strength in your words. Do you know that words give you strength? Do you know that words could harm you? But in this fast, I'm understanding how much words really work. I could say I love you and mean it, and hopefully that person is receiving it who I'm telling it to. If I tell Meek I love her, she has to understand that is heartfelt, that is genuine, right? But as she's receiving it, I'm understanding that my words have strength. My words have power. So I can speak that. Does it mean I can just turn around and say, I'm going to be a millionaire and it's going to happen right there? No. But what it is doing is giving me the strength to strive for that millionaire's position. You're going to strive for it. It's not going to happen overnight. Your words are not genie, just like God is not a genie. The God in you is not a genie. You have to speak life and understand what it does. I am is the gas that you need. That's the super that you need. I am. Power yourself up. Get ready to start your next second half because it's halftime. So now you can assess, okay, I haven't been saying I am enough. I haven't been saying I love you enough. I haven't been saying I love myself enough. I haven't been showing myself I love myself enough because I'm still sitting in the same position that I was in the beginning. It's time to understand that your words have power. It's time to understand that you are great. The I am in you wants you to see that you are great and that you have the power to overcome any situation in your life. God wants you to see that, anything that there's nothing impossible. Put your armor on. You're going to be attacked. You're going to be attacked because there's a movement. There's a shift in your life because you're fasting and evaluating yourself, because you're sitting there and really viewing yourself as the person that you know you can be, the person that you shall become. The I am in you is going to get you to that point. But just because you're trying to get to that point doesn't mean something's not trying to hold you back. It's a balance thing. Just because you're winning don't mean that something is not trying to make you lose. Even while you're fasting, it's gonna hit you even more while you're fasting because it don't want you to win. Something is trying to hold you back from prevailing to your victory. But until you understand and assess that in this halftime, you're not going to understand what I'm saying. You're not going to grasp that, hey, I need to do better. I need to hold this lead. I need to take this lead. Or I'm not looking for a draw. I'm here to win. There is no tie in this fast. You can't tie in a fast. There is no bonus point if you tie. No, this is not a competition. I mean, it is a competition, but it's not a competition for nobody but yourself, your life, your soul, your mind, your heart. You got to win this thing. There is no tie. Tie don't go to the runner like it does in baseball. This is a real situation. This is a real thing. We are in this to win. We are in this to better ourselves. We are in this to be our great self. And until we understand that, we are just we are stagnated. We are in a tie. It's time almost time to come out the locker room and start your second half. Are you guys ready? Are you ready for this next half? Are you ready for the second half of your race? Are you ready for the second half of your fast? Understand where you are. You're either winning, you're losing, or you're tied. But the goal is the same for all three situations: to win. Overcome your deficits. Overcome your situation that's holding you back. Overcome that depression that's holding you down. Overhaul that worryation that's holding you back. Stop worrying about the fear of failing. The greater fear is that you didn't try. The greater fear is that you won't even make the attempt to become the better you. Take this time, take this second right now to evaluate yourself. It's halftime. If it's a 0-0 ball game, that means you have a fresh start. You're not winning, you're not losing. It's time for you to start the game all over. It's halftime. You have time to evaluate what you need to do. You got to want this for yourself. I can't want this for you. Me can't want it for you. Nobody can want this for you but you. It's time for you to show how much you love yourself and overcome your deficits. It's time for you to love yourself and take the lead in your life. It's just time. And only because it's halftime is when you can really assess this thing. You can accept, you can overlook, you can look at what you're going through. You can look at how far you're coming from. You can see how far the goal, the end of your race is. You can, but you must be ready to come out the locker room. You got to have that gusto to come on out and continue the race. You have to have it. Can't nobody have it for you. If we're down and out on our financial situation, we got to work a little bit harder. How can we get from point A to B? How can we come out of the negative and be in the black? Right? We have to sit there and assess. Okay, well, if I stop spending money on eating out and put it towards an investment, I could be in the black. But because we like to spend time and waste it, we have been wasters for too long. It's time to stop wasting. We're running out of time. We don't have time to waste. We don't have money to waste. We don't have our spirituality to waste. We don't have our mind to waste. We don't have our heart to waste. We need to get these things in order, and we need to put them in the right direction. It's okay to give, but it ain't okay to waste it. Don't waste this halftime sitting there lollygagging and playing around like you got this in the bag. Ain't nothing guaranteed to us. We still have to earn our positions. We still have to earn our places in life and in any other aspect of this thing. We got to continue to earn our spots. And if, like I said, if we're winning, you must maintain that spot. You must defend that spot. You must keep ahead of the pace. If you're not winning, you got to understand that, yo, I got to put a little bit more pep in my step. I gotta put more energy in this thing. I need the right energy to do it, not the wrong one. How do I find this right energy to get me in the lead? You must assess yourself. You must take this halftime to see what it is that you need to go forward. Yes, Meek, I am is a great affirmation. So apply it to yourself. I am going to be the victory. I am going to be the victor in this fast. I am going to be victorious against my job. I am going to be victorious against those that accuse me of doing wrong. I am going to be the victor. I am going to receive the victory over all things that is trying to hold me back. My past, my hurts, my pains, my suffering. I'm going to overcome all of these things. I'm going to win this race. Encourage yourself, pep yourself up, stand up, stand tall. Our time is getting ready to run out. We're getting ready to start our second half. Encourage yourself. I can beat them people that think they're greater than me. I am great. I am greater than them. I will overcome them. Receive it and believe it. Kiki, good morning. Receive it and believe it and see where it takes you. I told you people, this faith the size of the mustard seed could move mountains. So just imagine how great I am. The affirmation is in your life. I am going to win. I am going to overcome. I am going to conquer. I'm going to conquer this fear. I'm going to conquer this anxiety. I'm going to conquer this homelessness. I am going to conquer this addiction of whatever it is. Sex, cigarettes, alcohol, drugs. I am going to overcome it. I am going to overcome it. Not I can, I am. But because this is your halftime season, you must put the plan. You must map it out. Write the vision. Make it plain. That's another thing that comes from spirituality, your walk with Christ. Write the vision and make it plain. That way you can map it out. Okay, if I am going to go over there, I need this from that spot. I am going to go over there, I need it from that spot. I am going to go over there, I need this from that spot. Map it out. Make it plain and simple for you as much as possible. So that way you can get what you need and continue to go forward. You could defend yourself without breaking a sweat. And I promise you, in these last 20 days of your fast, it's going to seem so easy that it's going to be too much for you to it's going to be too much for you to understand. But it's possible. Right? If you do those things, you're gonna get to where you gotta go. You're gonna get to your finish line. You're gonna make it. Continue your race. Continue your fast. Continue it. I'm coming right now, Meek. I'm gonna read that out loud since you sent it to me. Give me 1 second. Habakkuk 2:2. Hold on. Let me get that up in this Bible. Habakkuk. Habakkuk 2:2. Then the Lord answered me, write down this vision and clearly inscribe it on tablets so that, wait a minute, let me read it again. Then the Lord answered me, write down this vision and clearly inscribe it on tablets so that a herald may run with it. Right. You must make it plain for you. Only you, that's like a person, like I have terrible hand. My penmanship is terrible. I don't like to write. It's crazy because you would think somebody with that likes to do things that likes to write poetry and all of those things, they write. But I can't stand writing. I hate the fact that the pencil or the pen, I gotta pinch it to write. I hate it. So my penmanship is terrible. But only I can understand my penmanship sometimes. I need to make sure I can read it before I let you read it. So yes, it's time for us to write the vision, make it plain. That's what they got a chalkboard in the locker room. There's a board in the locker room. How are we going to get to the second half? Thank you, Meek. How are you going to get to the second half? How are you going to get through these last 20 days of your fast? Put it on your board. There's a board in your locker room. Write it down. Make sure it works for you. If it's a scripture that you need to write down, write it. If it's an expression of empowerment, write it down. If it's words of encouragement, write it down. Whatever it takes to get to this next 20 days, to get to the second half, to get through this next half of your marathon. It's not a sprint. Take your time. Just because time is running out doesn't mean it ran out. You still have time. Make it plain enough for you to go ahead and say, you know what? I can apply this and I'm going to win. I am. There it goes again. I am going to win. I am going to overcome this. We have this in each and every one of us, whether it's just these people here or anybody that hears it later. If anybody shares it, you are. I am. That works. It is the greatest affirmation that you could possibly have, especially when you use it in its right format. I know people are down in their luck and saying, I am a loser. Turn it around. I am a winner. I am a mess up. Turn it around. I am victorious. No more negative aspects of I am. That's the wrong way to use it. Use the power for what it is for, to empower you, not discourage you. Speak life, not death. That's one thing about the Bible that I really, truly appreciate. For the most part, it speaks about life. It speaks about the abundance of life, the joys of it. I am happy. The love of it. I love you. I am in love with you. That's an affirmation. Speak it into yourself. I am an overcomer. It's halftime. You have to understand what it is that's going to work for you. What is working for you? What's not working for you? Sit down, assess yourself, examine yourself, and see how far you are in this game, this fast, this race, whatever you want to call it. See how far you are in it. And as your time is running out to start the second half, speak the words, I am going to win. We are going to overcome this. If it's a group of you, speak individually and then bring it in the huddle. 1, 2, 3. We are going to win. 1, 2, 3 winners. 1, 2, 3 victory. Speak it. Let it manifest in your mind, body, and soul. Winner, overcomer, greatness, achievements. Speak it. I am a thug nation. Okay, thugged out. Meek, that's okay, because I know you get ready to go live. You better stop speaking that negative entity because you playing with it. Somebody gonna listen to you talk about you a thug, and they're gonna say you shot Tupac, right? But we have to be ready for the I am. We have to be ready for the second half. In all seriousness, we do. We have to be ready for it, right? I'm thanking God that He has allowed me to find the strength to get through these first 20 days. It wasn't easy for me. You thinking you're losing in the first few days. You turn around and you gaining the strength to see, hey, I'm not losing. I'm keeping pace. Wait a minute, I'm taking the lead. I'm winning. And some of it is because some of you guys are not even understanding how much of an encouragement you are. Right? I'll give y'all an example. Cheeky don't say not one word in none of her videos. But the things that she shows, it empowers me to see how much we have overcome. How we have to overcome the lies that's being told to us. We have to overcome the old ways of our mind. We have to rethink or re-educate ourselves because these things have been hidden for us. It's just like, when people used to call people Uncle Toms, and they didn't even know what Uncle Tom was. They thought Uncle Tom was what they was taught. Oh, he's one of those slaves that only do what the masters. No, that's not what he was. It's a totally different thing. And it was a book that we didn't even know about it. Uncle Tom's Cabin. It's not what we think it is. Read the book. Read the book and assess it yourself. It's not what we was told. But because we just take things as we are told, we don't take the time to do our own, searching for the truth. Some might say that's research, but search for the truth. If you want to call it research, go search for it again then. Research. Search for it again. I promise you, you'll get a different answer from what your first answer was. If you continuously read the Bible, it'll be a new revelation into your mind. Wait a minute. I didn't know that we could eat from all the trees except for those 2 trees. Wait, what 2 trees? You got to read the Bible and understand what I'm saying. I didn't know that Noah wasn't the only person that made it through the ark. I mean, through the flood. But you got to reassess. That's what I'm saying. Research. Do it over again. Research you. Research and examine yourself. If you take the time to do that, because it's halftime, you will come up with a better plan for your second half. You will come up with a better plan for you. What's for you is for you, and there's no mistaking that. But it's up to you. Cheeky, I don't know why you should. Cheeky, I need you to say, don't say I am shy. That's giving power to your shyness. Speak life into it. I am better than being shy. However you're going to voice it, whatever the opposite word of shy is. I'm not bashful. I'm not you are an awesome person, Cheeky. The information you give is outstanding. Remember, I know you ain't shy, so I don't even know why you're saying it. Because I need you to be the Cheeky that I know. And it's okay that you don't want everybody to know the true you, but allow them to have the right side of Cheeky. Your videos do have voices, and that's why I love them. But until somebody goes out and check your channel, they're not going to know what you're about. They're not going to understand who you are. They just say, okay, Cheeky's History Channel. Go and check it out. I'm suggesting that you check her page out. I so badly wanted her and Shakira to work together. That's their decision, because they both their understanding of knowledge, their search for knowledge is unbelievably great. They give out different information so much that you gotta be like, I didn't know who this person was. I didn't know there was I didn't know there was black people in China. I didn't know there was black samurais. I didn't know Malcolm X was this type of person. That's Shakira's side, right? You gotta understand that you are great. You gotta understand these things. It's your halftime. So take time and assess yourself. How am I going to win? How am I going to lose? I mean, excuse me, take that back. I'm sound like I'm rambling. Not how are you going to lose? How are you going to overcome? How am I going to allow my words to be reached and understood by these people that's out here? How am I? Some people say I'm doing a good job. I don't want to do good. I am great. And that's not arrogant. If you are great, you are great. If you want to become greater, I am greater than what I am today. There's nothing wrong with putting yourself at a high expectation, wanting the great things for yourself, elevating yourself. There's nothing wrong with it. But this is your time to decide how high you want to go. This is your time, halftime, to see how much more work do I need to do. You got to know how much more work you got to do. Can't nobody know that but you, because it's about you. Oh, you boisterous. Okay, Chiquito, that's who you are then. You are great. You are awesome. Losing helps you learn and grow. Nothing wrong with losing as long as you're learning from that loss. That's true, right? And for those that don't like to lose, here's my suggestion to you. I am observant. What do I mean by observant? If I know that I told you don't touch the stove and your sister touches the stove, you got to sit there and watch. Why did mommy tell them not to touch the stove? Oh, that's why she burnt her hand. I've learned from that. You can learn from somebody else's loss. You can learn from somebody else's testimony. Queen Motivation, good morning. You can learn a lot, but as long as you take the time to assess it, as long as you sit there and take the time to understand what your goal is, you will overcome your deficits. You will overcome anything that's in front of you. Why? Because this is your time, your halftime, to understand what you must do in order to win the game, win the race, win this fast, win the overcoming empowerment, whatever it is that you're assessing, whatever you're trying to win. This is your time. You sitting there right now. Take your time. Write down the wrongs and rights. Assess it. Okay, well, I did play pretty good defense against this accusation. I did go around that pothole that was in front of my car or in front of my way. You have to sit there and observe. You have to know what you're doing. You have to understand what you had to come through in the first half and prepare for what may be in front of you in the second half. Fasting is not easy for no one, because there will be trials, there will be tribulations that may come your way. There will be temptations that come your way. But if you stay with your words, if you stay with I am, if you stay with him, you will overcome all of these things. You will overcome that fear. You will overcome your past. You will overcome all of those things. You will be an overcomer. I am an overcomer. I will overcome this deficit. I am going to beat this deficit. Whatever the deficit is in your life, it's halftime. It's time for you to sit there and understand what you must do, though. You got to understand what's going to work for you. You know you better than anybody else besides the creator that created you, the God that created you. That's right, Queen Motivation. You are winning. You are overcoming the temptation of what you not wanting to do. You want to be the best you, you're going to have to overcome what's holding you back. And you are winning. And guess what? You are going to win. You are going to finish your race. You really are going to finish your race. You are great enough to win your race. Deny your flesh, To deny your fleshly desires during your atmosphere, you are hitting it on the head. You are really hitting it on the head. You have to deny what's in front. You have to deny the flesh. You have to deny what's easy for you. Because sometimes the easiest thing ain't always the best thing. The grass ain't always green on the other side. There are people using artificial grass and calling it grass. Everything that glitter isn't gold. The gold that you looking at anyway. Right? But until you sit there and take the time to assess it, you will never know what you get into. You might see a mirage in the desert and think you're drinking water and you're drinking sand, knowing you ain't supposed to be out there that long because you're not a camel. That's where a camel suits. That's where a camel is best fitted for the desert. That's why it got the humps. It stores. The camel understands that it has to store itself to get through those hot desert days. That blazing 100 and something degree sunny day. It's going to overcome that. Just like we can overcome whatever is in front of us. We are going to win. Take this halftime to understand what you need to do in order to win. Being in the flesh weakens the spirit if you're not careful. Be mindful of what you feed your soul. Exactly. And that's why I was saying, Queen Motivation, that sometimes that you gotta, if you into the Bible, you gotta read your scriptures. You gotta read whatever it is that you think it is. Some people gonna say Proverbs is the best book because it gives you the rights and wrongs. You know, do this instead of doing that. So if you need to read the Bible, start with Proverbs for some people. Sometimes for me, the Romans 7:14-25, it saved my life. It saved my life because I was being a knucklehead for a very long time. Even though I understood everything that I was doing it for the wrong reason. I thought I was doing right, but wrong was right around the corner from me, right? But I had to sit there and assess myself. I had to sit down and like I had to really check myself. It's something similar to this halftime I'm on right now. You had to sit down and assess, like, yo, wait a minute. Every time I do right, evil is looking for me. Oh, my wretched soul, what am I doing? I need to do right. Sometimes when you become selfless instead of selfish, you can see things in a different aspect, right? The selfless you will help you determine how much more you need to be selfish. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but it makes sense to me. My selfless self needs to see how much more time I need to spend to improve myself. I've been so selfless giving and giving and giving and giving that oh my God, I forgot about me. Time out. Let me look at myself. Take a time out. 30 seconds, a full minute, however long you need. But I'm at halftime. So I'm taking my time to assess what I need to do to go forward in these next 20 days. I need to understand I'm almost finished. It's working in my favor right now. My eyes are open. I see who wants me to win and not lose. I see who wants me to lose and not win. How to avoid these people is now my next step. Could you just imagine if Jesus was just fasting for 40 days and he's telling them, and the devil telling them whatever he's telling them? I'll let the angels are going to catch you. I'm not living on that bread alone, but every word of God. See, words work. That's why I'm telling y'all, use the I am at halftime. I am going to overcome this. I am going to be victorious. I am going to get through this. I am going to get away from this pain. I am going to get away from this suffering. I am going to get away from this anxiety. I am going to get away from this depression. I am. Words give life. They said God spoke and things became. Let us make, right? Let us. That was his words. I didn't say it. Let us. And things became. Since he said let us, I'm telling you to say I am. Now we're speaking singular. Our singular. I am going to overcome. I just heard the most preposterous mess I've ever heard in my life. I'm trying to process it. No longer surprised about how selfish people are, even when it could save someone a world of trouble. Sometimes me, and this is the crazy. That's why you gotta try the spirit to see if the spirit is of God. See if it's of righteousness, right? Because there's people out here just talking. I'm telling you, just think about what the serpent told Eve in the garden. You're not gonna die, but you lost yourself. You're dead. You lost yourself because you had that desire to listen to him and ate the fruit. So we can. Guess who knows the Bible? The devil. Guess who know what God wants? The devil. You see what happened when he's with Job? Hey, devil, where you been? Oh, I just been to and fro. God loves us all. He does. And that's the crazy part about it. He loves us all, but he wants us to win in whatever aspects we're going in the right path. If the devil can go to and fro from heaven to the earth to seek who he can devour, if we're greater than the angel, how much better are we than the devil? How much do you think God wants us to win? You got to understand that. And guess what, y'all? It's going to be an everyday battle. If you read Revelations and see what happens, you're going to understand why it's an everyday battle. Right? You got to understand what's for you is for you. And that's the point. What you have to overcome at this halftime deficit is what you have to overcome. You can take it, you could take a suggestion, you could take anything, but at the end of the day, it's about you. It's about each and every one of us that has to overcome the deficit. If we have a deficit. And like I said earlier, if we are ahead at halftime, we must find a way to stay in the lead. It doesn't mean that we got to power it up to overcome nothing, but it doesn't mean we got to slow it down for the tortoise to catch up. I will be atmosphere when folks show you who they are. It's shocking at times, but things are going to be great. I can't wait. And that's how you got to see it, right? Even though it may be doom and gloom right now, I am going to overcome this. Now you got to sit at the chalkboard in your locker room at the halftime and say, yo, how do I overcome this deficit? How do I overcome this lie that this person's told me? How do I overcome this thought that this person have on me? How can I overcome the fact that somebody doesn't want me to win? How do I overcome the fact that in my own mind doesn't want me to win? There's an overcoming that each and every one of us got to have. But you must believe that I am going to win this thing. Sit down and write it down. Write the vision, make it plain. That's what you told me to read, right, me? That's what I read. You got to know what it's going to take for you to go forward. You got to know what it's going to take for you to win. Each and every one of us, right? Like atmosphere. He's taking his time. He's waiting for himself to say, I am ready to start my channel. And it's not a knock on atmosphere. He has to understand his pace. He has to understand if he's ready or not. As much as we could believe in him, he gotta understand he's ready. He has to know he's ready for his page. He has to understand that. Yeah, you are above it. So your channel's up. Okay, well that's what's up. Then if your channel is up, you are ready. That means you might as well say I am ready. If it's up and running, I mean, I ain't getting no alert, but that's okay. I'll see in a minute. It's not for nobody else to rush you to get to where you got to go. You go at your pace. Like I keep telling y'all, the race is never given to the swift nor the strong, but those who endure. And right now, because we're at the halfway mark, some of y'all are pacing yourselves to finish your race, and that's a beautiful thing. Don't let nobody tell you go ahead, start running. You ready? No, you ready when you're ready. Well, atmosphere, if it's not under this profile, how are we going to know where it's at, buddy? Like, don't. All right. I listen, when you ready to share, you share, right? You know you got my support. But if I don't know where it's at, I can't, you understand what I'm saying? But it's just, like, hey, it's just time. Y'all is crazy. I started my channel and love it. I did it at my own. And how do you feel about that, Queen Motivation? You doing it at your pace. You doing it and are you over? I've seen you overcome some things. I seen some trolls come at you. I see you overcame that, right? Because you understand that. Listen, I'm more important than what these people are talking about. I'm more important than what's trying to hold me back. And we are important. At the end of the day, my words are my words, but they may be influencing somebody else. I'm I'm speaking life, and hopefully it reaches somebody to give them that boost of, yo, I'm not dead, I'm alive. But it's not for me to decide if it's your goal to win. You got to decide for yourself. I'm trying to win my race. I'm trying to beat this fast. I'm doing pretty good, but for me, I'm not winning the way I want to win. How about that? So if that's the thank you, Cheeky. If that's the case, then you go on out there and preserve your victory. Preserve it. If you're winning, preserve it. Do what you can to save the victory. And I don't know why I keep saying for those that are not winning, because I truly believe in my heart that somebody is struggling right now. Somebody is really struggling. And what I'm telling you is, in order for you to overcome that, you have to say, I am going to overcome this. Write your vision, make it plain of how what's holding you back. How do I defeat this? How do I get around this? We have to take the time to overcome. For those that are, that's that person or them people that are not winning their fast. You have to find out what it's going to take you to overcome. You have to find out why it is that you can't get over that obstacle. As much as we want you to overcome it, you got to do your work. Just like I got to do my work. Queen Motivation has to do her work. Meek got to do hers. She got to do hers. Atmosphere got to do his. And anybody else that listens, you got to do your own work. Right? I would love to be like Shay. I would love to have that energy, but sometimes that energy is not there. She works on herself each and every day. And that's what makes Shay who she is. Shout out to Shay Love. Right? That's what makes the word who he is. He's an overcomer. He allows people in just to see how much he's overcome in his life. It takes guts to do that. But he stands in his position. He is who he is. He know who he is. Shay know who she is. Right? Meek know who she is. Cheeky know who she is. Queen Motivation know who she is. And even though she's going through her own personal fast, she wants to become greater than what she is today. And that's why when you see people that wants the best for them, you give them that word of encouragement. Queen Motivation, you got this. Made with love and liquor. Good morning. How are you? Welcome. But in order to get through the halftime stage, you got to prepare for your deficit if you are in one. If you are in the lead, you must figure a way how to stay in the lead till the end of your race, until the end of the fourth quarter, until that race ends, however you look at it. But in this particular case, you have to make sure you finish by the end of your fast. Will you be victorious? It's only up to you. You the only one decides if you a winner or a loser. If you do your best, God will do the rest. Atmosphere, I swear I can't stand you. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm so sorry. I just caught what just happened. I appreciate you. For those that don't understand, if I'm correct, Meek, if I'm correct, you let me know. This is his page. Got you. See, okay. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, let me just say this. Made with Love and Liquor is no other than Atmosphere. That is his new page. But no, Cheeky is not shameless. I would have did it myself, but I'm on StreamYard, so I can't do it. But you understand what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, we all should want the same goal, to win, to be the greatest of selves that we can be, to have all of our functions working in the right direction, to have the mind, body, and soul working together, right? We need to have that. So at this particular time in the halftime, you got to understand what's going to work for you. You must believe in yourself. Excuse me. You must not only must you believe in yourself, Queen Motivation, you must know that you're going to do it. Just like you know you got to go to work, just like you know you got to go to the bathroom. That sounds rude. I'm sorry, but you must know that you yourself is going to win this race. You yourself must know you're gonna overcome whatever it is. It's the same exact thing, right? It's the same thing. Thank you, Meek, because he's doing the most. But you must understand that part. Good morning, Watermelon. You must know that you have to overcome certain things. This is your halftime. This is your time to sit back and dwell on, not dwell, but look back at your first half of your fast. Look back at your first half of your race. Look back at your first half of whatever it is that you're going through, right? It's two halves. A half and a half is a whole. This half of you got to get ready for the second half of you so you can become whole. And I pray that you all become whole in the righteous aspect. Whole is in you're going to overcome things. Whole is in you are going to be victorious. Whole is in you are going to overcome whatever it is that's holding you down. Whole is in you're going to win the whole entire battle, the whole entire war, because some battles you may lose. Most of us lose some battles, but the goal is to win the whole war, the entire thing, the entirety of itself. We must look at ourselves as a whole. One half, two halves. Two halves is a whole. Look at yourself that way. If you understand that you're winning in that format, then you must preserve the win. Let's try to get to the win. No, Watermelon, that's his page. You just came in, so I'm sorry. So Made with Liquor and Love and Liquor is his page that he has up. So congratulations to Atmosphere. Or yeah, I'm not calling you no Made with Love and Liquor. You over there mixing things up. Whatever. Whatever, jokester. But yeah, we have to, like I said, we really have to, get to the finish line. It's really time to get to the finish line. It's right ahead of us. It's right in front of us. Right? Those that are running the race, continue to pace yourself. Strengthen yourself. Be ready to endure. It doesn't mean that because you're winning, you won't be attacked. And if you're losing, it doesn't mean that you won't be attacked even more because you're trying to find your greatness. But it's halftime. We got to prepare ourselves for any and all situations that's in front of us. You guys got to be ready to do that. You got to be ready to persevere. You got to be ready to overcome. But more importantly, you got to win. Oh, okay. I was confused because that's him, Watermelon. Don't let him trick you. That's him. He over there playing around. That's him. He got, how you got the computer in your phone and he logged into two different, that's him. Because ain't nobody else calling me what he calls me. Ain't nobody else calling you what he calls you. Yeah, he's trying to make you tired. But, you know what I mean? It's just time. But back to what I'm saying. It's really time to overcome. It's really time for us to win. It's really time for us to become victorious. No longer are we going to be the victims of being held back. No longer are we going to be a victim to, the things that has harmed us all of our lives. In order to become new, we must release the old. Meek said it earlier. You can't pour new wine in the old wineskin. You can't. Everything got to be new. Your mind got to be renewed. Your body got to be renewed. Your soul got to be renewed. Right? And not only that, it all must work at the same pace, at the same function, at the same time. That oneness is going to allow you to win. You could win with 2/3, but you will be great when everything is working together. So, with that being said, You know, congratulations to Atmosphere because we do play too much. Congratulations to Atmosphere. But I'm so excited for this second half, everybody. It's time to come up the locker room. It's time to get ready. We got to get ready. The ball about to be thrown up. The race gun is about to be shot again. The whistle's about to be blown. We must be ready for our second half. Let's overcome our deficits if we down. Let's maintain let's maintain the lead if we are ahead. We got another half to go. Our one half is complete. We could fix the first half by being a great second half. We could destroy. We could overcome all of these things in this second half. But our greatness will lead us to the victory in the second half. If we are great, we will overcome good. If we are down, we can become good and we still could win. But we want to win by a large amount. So keep working at what you need to work at to be your great self. Keep working on it so that way we can do everything that we need to do to win this fast, to become the greater selves that we all need to be. Thank y'all for listening. Thank y'all for taking the time out of your day. You know, I know for Queen Motivation it's kind of early for because she on the West Coast, but I thank her for stopping by. Queen, you got this. Queen, you will be victorious. You will win this race. Watermelon, you will win your race. You will win this. Meek, you will win this. Atmosphere, you already in the lead. Maintain this lead. Stay on your path. You're already winning. We need you to finish your race. You just started, but maintain. Stay in the lead. Congratulations to your new page. I'm actually looking forward to it. I'm going to check it out as soon as I stop this. The live is over. But in all reality, I've seen people that overcome on this thing. I've seen people change and become better them. I've seen good people become even greater on this YouTube streets. I've seen it. I know that we can become greater. I don't have to believe it. I know each and every one of us have greatness in us. But like I keep telling y'all, it's not up to me to know your greatness. You got to know it for yourself. You got to know what it is. No pork on your fork, though? Okay. Matter of fact, as soon as I check it out, when you want to do your live, Atmosphere? Cheeky, no, I promise you, thank you, because I've learned so much from you. I've learned so much from your channel. It's ridiculous. It fuels me like I said, it fuels me to keep going. It fuels me. Like I ask so many questions. Ask anybody that I'm subscribed to. I ask questions. I leave my marker there because I want them to understand if I got a question, why I got a question. And they answer me with the answer that they feel is right. And I'm good with it. But if I got questions, I'm going to ask it. I want to be my best self. And if I don't know something, I would love to learn it. I'm not grown enough not to grow. You understand that? I'm not grown enough not to grow. So I need everything I need to become great. And as long as you continue to learn, you ain't grown. As long as you continue to grow, you're not grown. So I need every piece of information. I don't mind asking questions. Excuse me. I don't. So, I gotta finish this fast correctly. And with each and every question that I have, it's not a doubt, it's just a question. Queen Motivation said, I'll be back live the first Sunday next month. I'm excited about my journey. And that's your journey, Queen Motivation. May your journey be as successful as you want it to be. May it be a great journey. May it give you the victory that you need. May you overcome any and all things from your past that is holding you back. That's a shackle on your life. We need that yoke to be broken. Watermelon, I say the same thing for you. Because, even though, you feel down, you're going to pick yourself right back up. You will overcome whatever is holding you down. I know it, but I need you to know it. I need you to know that you are an overcomer. I need you to know that victory is at your doorstep. Allow it in. Speak the affirmation I am. You at halftime right now. So in your second half, you need to decide what's going to help you get to your victory. And that's for each and every one of us. So, like I said, I just want to thank you guys for stopping by, listening to my talk during my halftime. You know, it's so much more that I have to do, but I need the victory. I am going to be victorious. And I believe that each and every one of y'all will be victorious too. And so with that being said, I'll be back in 10 days for the third session of the 40-day fast. If something pops up, I'll pop up before then. But definitely in the next 10 days, it'll be the end of the third quarter. And I will, come up here with my report and check on some of y'all. With that being said, let's have a great work week. Let's have a great Monday. Let's just make today better than it was yesterday. I'm gone. I'm out.